Good news if you're one of the millions of Americans who routinely receives those pesky robocalls from telemarketers and scammers. New legislation working its way through Congress could help stop those calls before they ever get to your phone. MTN's Jacob Fier explains how it works in this week's FraudWatch.
If you've ever been on the phone and heard this,
lawsuit filed against you by the Internal Revenue Service, and there is a non-bailable arrest warrant issued under your name,
you've dealt with a robocall. The pesky automated messages quickly fill up your voicemail. At best, it's a nuisance.
48 billion robocalls that are made every year.
At worst, it's a scam.
The majority of those are scam robocalls, so it's a huge problem.
In 2017 alone, Americans lost about $290 million from scams related to robocalls.
So what's the fix?
The TRACED Act, which is a Senate bill that's been introduced by Senator John Thune of South Dakota.
That bill would require telephone providers to use technology to authenticate phone calls and block unwanted calls from ever getting to your phone. It would also require an interagency working group of FTC, FCC, and other officials to work together to cut down on robocalls. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox says while it may not completely eliminate robocalls, it would help reduce them. Fox joined a coalition of attorneys general in sending a letter to Congress urging lawmakers to pass the TRACED Act.
So many billions of phone calls, spoofed and robocalls across the country every year. Certainly we need to try to reduce that number. This is something that we've been trying to find an angle to do for some time, and we think this is the vehicle to do it.
In Helena, Jacob Fier, MTN News.
The TRACED Act is currently working its way through committee. Fox said so far there has been little to no opposition to the act.